Hey, one more World Entertainment, and you may or may not have realised this, but there's a movie adaptation, live action that is, of the video game Until Dawn. If you ever remember that game, I've always wanted to play it. I've never actually played that game, and I was never quite sure what it was actually about. I know now because I've looked it up after watching what we will be taking a look at in this video, which is this first look. It's not really a trailer, but it half kind of is. It's the directors and writers talking about it while showing you parts of the movie. Like, it's like half a trailer and half kind of a sneak peek type thing. We will be taking a look at it. It's Sony Pictures, so we'll probably get a hit for it as well. But the video game, for anyone was like me anyway, who didn't know what exactly Until Dawn was, it's this. This is the story for the game. So players assume control of 8 young adults who have to survive on Blackwood Mountain when their lives are threatened. The game features a butterfly effect system in which players must make choices that may change the story. All playable characters can survive or die, depending on the choices made. And there does seem to be bits and pieces like that in this movie. Now, is an article which we'll take a look at some of it after we take a look at the trailer, because it kind of talks a bit more about what we can expect from the movie. Although once you see this trailer type thing, it does seem to be very much in line with the game for what we've just heard, but they kind of say it isn't. But let's have a look at this anyway. So here is this first official look at the live action movie of Until Dawn.
As a huge fan of the Until Dawn game and how cinematic it was, I thought a lot about how we can continue the story without just giving the audience the same experience that they got when they were playing.
The movie has sort of the same tone and the same vibe, but it expands upon the universe.
I'm very proud to be part of this evolution onto a screen.
One of the creative things the game did is that people make different choices and die in different ways. The movie has this mechanic where things start over and they get to try again.
What just happened?
Every time they come back to life, it's like they're in a new horror genre. To survive, they have to make it until dawn.
So there you go. And the good thing with this as well is you have the director, and I think it's the writer, talking throughout this, who basically tell us as well, oh yeah, they can survive, they might not, they kind of get reset and start again, which sounds much like the game. But let's have a look at what this article says, at least this part first, that kind of talks about the changes they're making to the movie compared to the game. So it says, Sony Pictures has released a feature containing first look footage from the upcoming adaptation of the beloved horror game Until Dawn. The video game focuses on a group of 8 young adults as players make life or death decisions for them as they try to survive a night with a killer on Blackwood Mountain. However, like many other video game adaptations, the movie will not be adapting the original story, instead putting a new group of characters on the mountain with a different take on the butterfly effect decision making that catapulted the game to fame. So they're mainly saying it'll be the characters that are different and the way this butterfly effect decision making changes. That seems to be what they're saying is going to be the difference between this live action thing and the game. So I don't quite know. I suppose you'd have to play the game really to know who the characters are and stuff, which could really benefit people who don't know the game as much. To watch this thing, they could go in and go, yeah, that was cool, or they could go, yeah, it sucked. Whereas the people who play the game could be saying, yeah, it's just like the game, or they could go, oh, it changed too much from the game. You just don't know. It's a video game adaptation. But let's have a look at this part, because this is the director talking about this as well, saying, according to director Sandberg, One of the creative things the game did is that people make different choices and die in different ways. The movie has this mechanic where things start over and they get to try again. Every time they come back to life, it's like they're in a new horror genre. To survive, they have to make it until dawn. And while the footage in the featurette is limited, Sony has announced that the full trailer will be coming soon. For now, fans can take a look at the plot synopsis. So here is what the synopsis of the actual movie is. So it says, 1 year after her sister Melanie mysteriously disappeared, Clover and her friends head into the remote valley where she vanished in search of answers. Exploring an abandoned visitor center, they find themselves stalked by a masked killer and horrifically murdered one by one, only to wake up and find themselves back at the beginning of the same evening. Trapped in the valley, they're forced to relive the nightmare again and again. Only each time the killer's threat is different, each more terrifying than the last. Hope dwindling, the group soon realize they have a limited number of deaths left, and the only way to escape is to survive until dawn. So, I don't know in the game whether a character's relative or anything goes missing. Possibly. I would assume not. Maybe if they're saying it's changed because they're saying the characters have changed. Unless it's the characters' names that have changed, but basically their backgrounds and stuff might still be somewhat the same. Again, I don't really know the game, so I don't know what to compare to this movie. It does sound interesting. The featurette looked interesting. The only person I recognise in it is Peter Stormare. Is that how you pronounce his second name? I like him. He's great in practically everything he's in. He's usually quite funny in most of the things he's in as well. Actually haven't seen him in anything in a while. So it's good that he's in it. I think I saw something that he was actually in the original game as well. I'm not sure. I could be very wrong about that, but I don't know. But where is your first look at this game anyway? Or movie based on this game? I'm interested in it. I much prefer to wait to see the full trailer to kind of really get a handle on what it'd be like, because let's face it, we could end up watching and go, Jesus, this actually sucks. Then again, we could watch and go, Jesus, this is actually great. We don't know. Time will tell. But it's definitely an interesting idea to take from a game to put in a movie. This whole butterfly effect of you're going to die, but you're going to die over and over and over. It's going to change each time you die. And then you're going to find out, oh, you actually have only a limited amount of times this can happen before it's nighty night forever. So let's wait and see when this actual trailer comes out. I suppose if they're putting this out now, the trailer won't be too long behind. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.